Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HYLN, Hyliion Holdings Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel. Invest for tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So in the MACD, we started seeing that there were some lighter, shades of green bars popping up. I had stated it could continue to work its way down. I had drawn that if this was just hype, we need to watch it carefully, and it could bring itself down in this direction. Now, it hasn't broken through the midway point, but if it does, this could be on its way to break through the 50-day moving average and go back down to newer lows. So I had stated we needed to watch for that. We needed to watch early on if this was going to have, obviously, those darker red bars popping up, and now lighter ones are showing up. So this could actually do a turnaround if the bulls reappear, but there's some other indicators here showing that it might become a little bit more difficult. What it could do is kind of level off and then continue that downward trend, most likely, if these indicators are indicating right? So the MACD is showing that there could be a turnaround or a leveling off. I believe that it is possible if it starts going back up to the green bar direction and this blue line and yellow line start to move with it, but it's going to be pretty difficult due to the fact that other indicators are showing otherwise. So I just wanted to show the MACD. We saw it run up. We're seeing it go back down. We needed to watch it carefully. And here we are seeing that it stayed above that support level of 1743 that I had stated I would use, right? You don't have to use it in the last video, but I would use it as a midway point kind of between the previous 50-day moving average, since it was such a broad stretch and such a bullish run, and also a midway point to see between this support and another support level in bullish territory. So we're currently right now at 1759, and the 50-day moving average now is 1734. I had stated that the bulls needed to break the resistance because this would catch up quickly to the price. But there's something interesting. Support was broken through pretty quickly, and the indicator that is closer to the price, the closer moving average, it's showing as the support was broken through from that point forward, it's been below it, and it still continues to be below it. The more it's below it, the more it's going to push down, and the more that this will continue to run right above it. And until the bulls actually break through it, they can turn that into a slight support and pull away, but they still have other resistance levels and support levels to create along the way. But that is the first catalyst. You can see it here. That's how it starts. And then you have to continue to watch for resistance levels and so forth. And that's how it happened last time. And here we are now with the 50-day moving average catching up to the price. The stock has been pushed down. It's been below it. The MACD completely showing that it was going downwards, and it's making it to the midway point. If that midway point, as I always talk about, where you can see the green bars up top and the red bars below, and this line is the midway point, obviously it ran up and it's coming right back to it. Now it looks like it's leveling off, but we have to watch it closely because it could cross it, and once it crosses it, the price will reflect it or start to reflect it in the near term. So we need to watch that carefully. Also, this indicator here is showing since that point that support was broken through, this has been pushed down below it, and while it's below it, it's going to continue to get pushed down. So we need to see the bulls reappear here and break through it. Doesn't mean that it's going to run up, but at least it shows us some indication that if by any chance, let's pull up the MACD again, it crosses that moving average that's closer to the price, and this starts to show green bars, and this blue line starts to move up, then it could be an indicator that this is going to start to move up. But right now, the MACD is showing leveling off, and this indicator is showing that it's getting pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. So we need to watch it carefully. We need to see our resistance now. We need to see our support, and also the 50-day moving average. So we want to keep these things in mind and pay close attention to how it's reacting. So let's move our support to its new location. It's not that far from the support that I talked about. It's just a few cents off. So it stayed above it. That's a good sign. the bulls can probably, or most likely, possibly, use this as support to bounce up because they didn't break through that point that I talked about previously. If that got broken through, this could be quickly on its way down to newer lows. So let's look at this very narrow. This is going to be a narrow stretch here. And then we're going to look at it a little bit broader. So let's go ahead and see here. We got some important numbers to keep in mind. So support now, if the 50-day moving average gets crossed, is way down here at the lowest point at 1627, 1628, give or take. The 50-day moving average is 1734. It's currently at 1759, and our support is 1750. If that gets broken through, there's a very small window between the 50-day moving average and support to watch and see how this stock is reacting and how quickly is it moving to newer lows. Every single investor, write these numbers down so that you can have them in mind and watch the behavior of this stock. It's going to be important to watch that. So 750, yes, you're still in bullish territory, but there's a very small window between the 50-day moving average and support. Now, on the other hand, we have our resistance. But before talking about that resistance, the main resistance that the bulls want to break through is up here at 1849. 1849 is a very important resistance level, which could get this to the next level and closer to those highs up here of 1875. So I want every single investor to keep these two in mind. But first, 1849 needs to be broken through. But before getting there, we have this resistance of 1787, and 1787 needs to be turned into a support. The bulls need to break through it to build some momentum and not allow the 50-day moving average to catch up to the price or hang out just sideways and get crossed and end up in bearish territory by default. So very, very important for the bulls to break through this point. 1787 needs to be turned into a support, and the bulls need to break away from it to reach new highs, new resistance levels, and get deeper into bullish territory and build that momentum again. So we're going to have to see how this plays out on Monday. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here. And I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it. Anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps. And it was down here at 33.02 and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves. And my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.